Greetings, intuition lovers. I have a topic I want to do a video on for quite a while, so I'm finally gonna. And it's because something just happened to me that related. So it's the idea that sometimes you feel on or off about something, and usually this matters more when something feels off, or like it's not ready yet, that a lot of times we need a little more information. So having the refined awareness of your intuition to realize that it's like, this feels kind of off, but I don't know why. A lot of times what can be good to do instead of fretting or just making a really wild decision that later maybe will make sense to you, but in the moment you're stressed and you're like, oh, I'm just going to say no. Sometimes you do that, but sometimes you can ask for input and get it and then be at peace with your decision. So that's what just happened to me. I was invited to be part of a program at a company I've worked with in the past to basically trained to be a trainer for them in sort of a casual sense. It wasn't a really formal thing, but at the time I didn't know. I got the invitation and it was one of those things immediately. It's like, oh, I should do this. This would be a should for me because I want to be in contact with them and I want to be a part of things, but I also don't know exactly that I want to give 2 whole days of my life and my precious time to this program that I don't know is going to breed results, and I didn't have a lot of clarity around it. So I kind of sat on it. I said yes at first and I put it in my calendar. This was like a month out. Now it's about 2 weeks out and I'm feeling more bothered. It's like, well, I'm not really in alignment with this. Something's off about it for me. So I had to wait because there was someone I could ask for help, but it was the Thanksgiving holiday and it was the weekend and I didn't want to bother anybody. And this is really just all by feel. Looking back on it, I understand what was going on because I think I was being appropriate by delaying. But basically today, Tuesday, the day after the return from the holiday, actually last night quite late, I wrote an email asking the person for clarity. He wasn't who invited me, but he was who would know the importance, basically. Sorry, I'm not being very specific. And he basically wrote me back this morning, a very kind email, and he said there are 2 purposes for this training, the following, blah, blah, blah. This is absolutely optional for you. It will not affect whether or not we call you back to do more work with us. It's simply an opportunity you have. We run it 2 times a year, so feel free to join on the next one if you're busy right now. And he said you can do it now or you can do it later. And the word later really stood out. And everything about my hesitation made sense because basically in the next 2 weeks, I have a lot of stuff I want to get done. For this class I'm taking on how to be a better speaker that I chose, for rebuilding my website, producing a newsletter before the Christmas holidays, setting up all my classes for next year, not to mention just other life stuff, and I'm in yoga teacher training. All these things felt like I didn't have enough time to set aside 2 full days in the coming 2 weeks and feel good about it, basically. Said I'm going out of town after. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Everything about it was kind of like, ooh, I want to do this, but not right now. Turns out when I asked for help, it was absolutely a, hey, you don't have to do it right now. So in that case, I benefited from my age-old advice to everyone using their intuition is a lot of times if you just get more information, your sort of like hesitancy or your super excitement. It's like, I don't know why this sounds so good. Oh, I didn't realize that person was performing. I didn't realize that person was teaching this thing, or wow, look who's here, or look who I just met. I had a good feeling about it, but I didn't know why, or I had a bad feeling about it, I didn't know why. If you can gather more information, a lot of times your intuition and your mind can sync up and you relax and make your decision and you move on, which is really the greatest joy of all is, hey, I have clarity, yay. Okay, hope that made some sense. Gathering more information can bring peace and alignment with your intuition that's coming from your mind as well as your gut. All right, good luck. Happy holidays.